Welcome to Straight Out of 6th Grade News! In this episode, you will learn about
the electronics at YMS, the Connecting with Christians group, volleyball at Yorktown, and then the cheerleading and the football at YMS and YHS.
Now on to the segment Apple Core.
Welcome to the Apple Corps. Today we're going to interview some people on whether or not they like having the new technology that Yorktown has purchased.
Yorktown has become an Apple school, and why is that? Well, let's ask Mrs. Cox, also known as the Tech Lady.
Why did you decide to put keyboards on the 6th grade iPads?
Okay, so I am a former business teacher, and I taught keyboarding to a lot of students in this school corporation. And I know the importance of keyboarding, and I was noticing that our skills are pretty lacking in the area of keyboarding. So we decided to add a keyboard to grades 3 through 6 so that we could develop some better keyboarding skills for middle school and high school levels especially.
Why did you decide to give 7th graders MacBooks instead of just the iPads with the keyboards?
So the reason we switched to MacBooks for 7th and 8th grade is to help prepare them for high school. It was our feeling that the iPads were not a great device to prepare students for high school, and we thought the MacBooks would be a good, reliable device to prepare students for high school.
Why did you decide for us to switch to an all-Apple school corporation?
One of the challenges in the tech department is that we had PCs, we had iPads, and we had laptops. And having that split platform is really hard to work on and have all parts for everything. We felt like the Apple products were the most reliable and the most least breaks for students, and so we decided as a corporation just to go completely Apple because of their reliability and how well we thought they would work for students.
Well, thank you for letting us interview you.
A lot has changed at PVE. There are more teachers, and the kindergartners get bigger iPads. They used to have the little ones, but now they get the big iPads that they have to share. But there is one kindergarten class that get their own iPads that they don't even have to share. Back to Jillian, that will be interviewing Mrs. Darby at PVE.
So do you think it's better for the kindergartners to have bigger or smaller iPads?
I think I prefer the bigger iPads. I think it's easier for them to manipulate and handle. I think it's easier for them to see the apps, and also it's easier for them with their fine motor skills.
And what do you use them for?
For reading, we use them in one of our stations as a listening to reading station. And we also use them for math, such as pattern blocks and Moose Math.
And that's all we have today. Let's go back to Max at the studio. Bye.
Yorktown hasn't always been an Apple school. Also, 7th graders and 8th graders didn't have MacBooks, and now they do. And 6th graders have keyboards.
Just like us, the elementary kids get the keyboards. Also, 4th graders get to take their iPads home. Now, we're going to interview Tyler and Oliver, some 5th graders, to see what they think about getting to take their iPads home and what they think about the keyboards.
So, Oliver, what do you like most about having the keyboards?
It helps me type better.
It does.
What do you like least about having the keyboards? It makes it harder to hold. It makes it harder to hold. Do you like taking the iPads home? Yes. Well, thank you for your interview, Oliver, and bye.
Well, there are some facts and opinions about our Apple school. See you next time on Straight Out 6th Grade News.
Nice job, Sophie, Sophia, Jillian, and Max.
Now on to Connecting with Christians by Anna, Marin, Ella, and Aurelia. Whee!
Hey, Anna, remember to come to the Connect today. Oh, I forgot about Connect. What should I do?
So, you're gonna go to Connect, right?
No, she's not.
Yes, she is, aren't you?
It's a waste of time.
You're gonna go, right? You say
We're
duh.
talking about Connect.
Although we will explain more about Connect in the video, here's just some basics.
Connect
Connect is a group for youth to learn about Christ and join in fun activities.
Kids get to enjoy contests through the seasons and help others in the community.
Now let's get into our section about Connect.
Yes.
So, why did you want to start sponsoring Connect?
Yeah, basically it's a program for 4th and 5th graders, and what happens during it is students come in and they have snacks and they have games and things like that, and we feel like a lot of students that go to church different places, they're part of like the children's area, and when you're in 4th and 5th grade, you're kind of too old for that.
Yeah.
So we thought it would be good to have a program where it's focused on 4th and 5th graders, and they can get with their friends and have time where they do kind of similar things that they do at church, but they get to do it at school with their friends that also go to church, because they're not quite ready for the youth group yet, but the children's ministry stuff at church is kind of like for kind of babyish, so to speak. So that's why we did it.
Okay, so why did you decide to sponsor?
Well, I was actually asked by Sophie Gurnan and Oliver Gurnan's parents who started the program. So, and they asked me because I am a pastor in this community at a church. So they asked me to be involved and if I could help with it and that sort of thing. So I was excited to have the program at Yorktown Elementary.
Yeah. So, you are a preacher at the church, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, so do you ever do that at Connect, or do you ever want to do that?
And why did you sponsor Connect?
I sponsored Connect because the Grants, who are the original sponsors, came and asked me if I would help with it, kind of be one of the teacher representatives. And it sounded like a great way to connect a lot of the students to some really important things that they need in their life.
One, go.
I guess I'll go to Connect.
Go!
Wait, Ellie, why did you
Three, two, one, go. Okay, what is your name? And what did you learn in Connect last year?
learn about
Segment. Now on to the transition of volleyball.
Hi, my name is Bailey, and welcome to the Transitions of Volleyball.
How do you like 12th grade volleyball?
12th grade volleyball is one of the best things I've ever done. I mean, being a senior and being like a leader on the team is incredible, and it's just something I enjoy doing, so it makes school so much better.
What is your favorite memory from like the first through like now?
Since every time.
Yeah.
My favorite memory is definitely when I was in 10th grade and we won state.
What made you want to start volleyball?
I really didn't have an option. My mom played volleyball in college, so she just put me in it as a little kid, and I just kept playing ever since.
Will you continue the volleyball journey?
Of course, I'm going to Ohio State University to play when I get to college, and I hope to play overseas eventually, so I can see it lasting for a long time.
So now let's go talk to Olivia and Bree.
We're here with Olivia, and she's on the 8th grade volleyball team. And yeah, so first question is, what made you start to play volleyball?
Well, I mean, I always thought it was cool to watch football, and then I started really young, so then I was like, well, let's just keep on going. And then I wanted to quit, but then my parents made me go, and then I formed Alliance.
Do you think you'll continue your path for volleyball?
I mean, yeah, if I can make it. I like volleyball, so I'm gonna try, but yeah.
What's your favorite memory from the whole ball?
I don't know. I really like just every year is new. It's a new experience, and I just like hanging out. I think it's just fun going for friendships.
Did you enjoy tonight's volleyball game?
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite because it wasn't yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
And that. Okay. So, if you make the 9th grade volleyball team, what things do you think you get better at?
I need to really get better at my hitting.
And being smart. Very smart. Do you think you want to play any other positions instead of hitting? Well, I can't pass, so no. Okay. What position do you think you'll want to play as a hitter? I'm probably going to stick with right because there's a lot of competition there. Well, there is, but like, it's also just a fun thing to hit. But I also want to go for it.
I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was amazing. How can you tell that a cheerleader was nervous? How? She's jumpy. That was a good one. Now on to Cheertastic News by Ava, Nate, Taryn, and Reagan.
Welcome to Cheertastic News.
Hi, I'm Reagan Jackson.
And I'm Nate Tyler.
Today we are going to be interviewing some high school cheerleaders and
Middle school cheerleaders.
how long have you been doing cheer?
I've been doing cheer for 12 years.
Okay, and how long are your practices normally?
Our practices are 2.5 hours.
Have you learned any lessons doing cheer?
I've definitely learned to be open about everything and be open to try new things.
Tyler from Cheertastic News, and we are interviewing Maddie Tyler from the Yorktown High School team. So, how do the freshmen perform in practice and in game?
The freshmen have been working hard at practice, and they've improved a lot since the beginning of the season.
How did it feel to be on the high school team for the first time, and how does it feel starting as a varsity sophomore?
Being on the cheer team for the first time, it was kind of nerve-wracking because you come into a new environment and it's a lot different than middle school cheerleading, but it's fun, and it's fun to be with upperclassmen. And then being on varsity as a sophomore, it makes you feel like a leader because you are part of the higher level team, and it's fun to be a leader.
Well, thank you for that interview, Maddie.
Okay, so here we are interviewing Rhea and Tawari and about some cheer questions. Okay, so how long have you been cheering?
I've been cheering for 2 years.
Okay. How long normally are your practices?
Practices are usually 2 hours unless we have a big game, then it's usually 3.
Okay. How does the cheer team prepare for big games?
Usually, like I said, we have a longer practice, and then we do a lot more stretching, and we'll pretend during practice that we're gonna be in a game, and so we run through like we win the game.
Okay. What is the best fun? What lessons or lesson do you think you've learned from being on the cheer team?
I think one of the most important things that I've learned about being on the cheer team is that it's important to boost each other up and build confidence for each other, because then that way you perform.
So here we have Delaney Taylor, and we're going to interview her about the cheer. Okay, so how long have you been doing cheer?
8 years.
Okay. Do you do cheerleading outside of school too?
Yes.
Okay. How long normally are your life lessons? Have you learned any life lessons from being on cheer?
Gotta work together to make everything happen.
Watching Cheertastic News.
But that's not all. We have a special treat just for you.
straight out of 6th grade news. Oh wait, by the way, make sure you root for the Tigers on homecoming. Woo,